External Secretary, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, Shri Jitesh Sharma ji, distinguished guests, dear friends, dear students who are participating from various Russian universities in different Russian cities. Dear friends, I take this opportunity to congratulate you for being a part of celebration of 70 years of diplomatic relations between two great nations, Russia and India. History of 70 years of diplomatic relations is also a history of 70 years of educational cooperation. First Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Nehru ji visited Russia in 1947 to start the diplomatic relation, and in 1948, first group of Indian students came to Russia. There were only 36 Indian students in Russia at that time. After that, in 1960, there were 667 Indian students. After 10 years, in 1970, there were more than 1,200 Indian students. In 1980, more than 2,000 Indian students graduated from various Russian universities. Before 1992, 40% graduates were from engineering field, technical fields, and only 20% graduated from medical fields. This large number of Indian students were studying in Russian universities in that time free of cost with Russian government scholarship. From 1992 to 2015, almost 15,000 Indian students graduated from Russian universities, and 76% of all graduates were from medical field, and 20% were from technical and different fields. Present trends is that 92% students joined Russian universities for medical education. Currently, including admission of 2017, more than 8,000 Indian students are studying in Russian universities. 95% of them are studying self-finance basis. Only in 2017, 3,000 Indian students have gone to Russia for studying medicine. Russia is not the only country where Indian students are going to study medicine. If we compare with other countries, China has more than 16,000 students from India who are studying medicine in China. Philippines has more than 8,000 students. Ukraine has more than 10,000 Indian students. A small country, beautiful country, Kyrgyzstan, has admitted this year more than 3,000 Indian students. Georgia, another beautiful country, has admitted more than 5,000 students this year. We can see that a large number of Indian students are going to foreign countries for medical education. We need to understand why this large number of Indian students are going abroad to study medicine. I'll share some data with you. There are 988,922 doctors registered in India with Medical Council of India, as per a code of Medical Council of India. As per WHO, India needs almost 600 to 800,000 more doctors. Doctors' population ratio should be 1 for 300, recommended by WHO. In India, today doctor population ratio is 1 for almost 3,000 citizens. So there is a huge demand of doctors in India, and of course, there is a huge demand for medical education. But in India, today, India has only 60,000 medical seats. That includes all government medical universities and private. In 2017, more than 1.5 million students appear for NEET, National Eligibility Entrance Test. Out of this 1.5 million, 611,539 students qualified NEET. So number of NEET qualified students 10 times more than the number of seats available in Indian medical education systems. I already told there are about 8,000 Indian students in Russia. The biggest university where Indian students are studying, Tver, 800 Indian students, Prem, 700 Indian students, Orenburg, 700 Indian students, Maria State University more than 500, Kazan about 700, Smolensk about 700, Volgograd 500, Kursk 500, Northern State Medical University 700. Last 2 years, Indian student has started going to Russian Far East even. Today, more than 200 students are studying in Vladivostok, in Russian Far East. Also, some other Russian cities also admitting Indian students from 2015. Present situation, Russia has only 2% of foreign students, total foreign students of the world. United States having 20% of total number of foreign students, earning $22 billion in a year, when Russia is earning only 1.5 billion. But Russian universities have huge potential to increase the number of foreign students. Like in India, to start a medical university, the medical standard is for one seat, for one student there should be minimum 5 hospital beds. In Russia, all these universities are government universities having huge clinical base. Like in my university, Tver State Medical Academy, total we are having more than 32,000 seats. Because in Russian system, all these government universities, medical universities are 100% central government finance universities. All hospitals are government. So hospitals of the state, of the territory are teaching base of the university. This, especially after 1992, after collapse of Soviet Union, when Russia has started providing self-finance education, this journey of last 25 years was not easy. There are a lot of challenges, lot of problems, lot of complaints from students, from different stakeholders. One of the challenges is medium of instruction. I am in Russia for last 25 years. When I was admitted in Russia, I studied 1 year Russian language course, then 6 years medical education in Russian language. Today, Russia provides education in English medium, but Russia has two kinds of universities, where the university provides 100% English medium course, all 6 years, and some universities provide 3 years English medium, 3 years Russian medium course. We get a lot of complaints from students that they have been promised by their agents or contractors that education will be given in English, but when they came to the university, they saw a different picture. As a solution, I can advise that university should provide admission letters clearly mentioning the medium of instruction, the duration of the course. If it is a semi-English medium, they should clearly mention, suppose 3 years English medium and 3 years Russian medium course. Another challenge and complaints we get, the transparency of the contracts. Rus Education last 12 years signed agreements in Indian stamp paper as per the legal system, and everything mentioned in the agreement, and this agreement students and their parents signed before their departure from India. Everything written there, the duration of the course, medium of instruction, services by the university, and what are the extra services will be provided by the consultancy or by the company. Another complaint we get that contractor takes 200% extra charges. I will say this is not contractor taking 200% extra charges. We get one more challenge, that is MCI eligibility certificate. It is a good initiative by Government of India that before going to a foreign university, a student must get eligibility certificate. I always support in 2002 when Medical Council of India introduced this screening test to get qualified and quality doctors from foreign countries. There is one big challenge to get this eligibility certificate from Medical Council of India. As per this system, today's situation, there is only one office in Dwarka Medical Council of India is having. Students from Kashmir or from Kanyakumari must come to Delhi to submit their application and get the eligibility certificate. And most of the time it is not so easy. A student who is in Cochin can get an easy flight for 16,000 rupees from Cochin to Dubai and Dubai to Moscow. But to get this eligibility certificate, he must come to Delhi, submit the application and get this certificate. I can advise to organize this process online, using online platform or outsource this service. Indian government has outsourced a lot of government service like Indian passport, Indian visa services. All Indian embassies has outsourced partners who are taking this application and processing. That will make easy for students, easy for universities to get this certificate. Dear friends, this kind of conference is a good platform to discuss all issues of educational cooperation between India and Russia. I want to thank Eurasia Department, Ministry of External Affairs, and especially Mr. G.V. Srinivas for his idea and for all pain he has taken to organize this event. A big thank for Mr. G.V. Srinivas. I also thank my colleagues from study abroad who are organizing this event in Chennai, Tver State Medical University, Kazan State Medical University, Volgograd State Medical University, Makachkala. They have few Indian students, but they are also very active. Stavropol, All India Foreign Medical Graduate Association, and students. This is the first time we are together. Government of India, students, universities, parents, different associations, and of course these bad people, contractors. If all stakeholders, including Government of India, Indian Embassy Moscow, Russian Embassy and Russian Center of Science and Culture in India, contractors, parent association, work together, the student traveling in Russia can get better service and India can get better professionals and a healthy future. I would like to wish best of luck to all of you and seek cooperation for everyone. Thank you for your attention.